Hi Floss Tube, welcome to my little stitchy world. I'm Fran and I am going to hopefully get this video done in the second take. I had my window open. I should sit down. I'm really like in your face. I decided to do my video in my bedroom. I think I'm alright. I think we're good. You can see me, right? Anyhow, I decided to do my video in my room. Today is cleaning, so my hair is just something. There's something going on with it. And I feel like taking all of my stitchy stuff out there on cleaning day is just not going to cut it. So I've got a little bit of time, and I've been in and out. I repotted my African violets. I went to Joann Fabrics and they had these cute little pots. Let me show you. They're really adorable. They're on clearance. I don't know if yours would have them. I hope they work for the long run, but they look a little weepy because I just transplanted them. My other ones, I have 3 of them, and oh, it's sturdy. My other 2 have flowers on them, so I have them along. I have a huge picture window, like this huge window that is really nice to have all this natural light, but it's taking up space for stitchy stuff. I don't have that much wall space. Anyhow, I have the 3 lined up, and I had my window open. I'm going like in 5 different directions. I had my window open and got some things straightened up, and then I thought, because I had my stitchy stuff sitting out, I was going to vacuum the floor, and then I thought I should do a video real quick. So I started doing a video, and it's like really loud. Cars are coming back and forth, people are mowing, and I thought there's no way my stitchy friends can hear me over everybody else out there. So I stopped it and I shut my window, and now we're going to give it a try. I feel like it's been like 6 months since I did a video because of life. I honestly don't know how long it's been. I think it was the end of May or beginning of June. We're heading to the end of July. I really don't know how long it's been. I'm looking at the actual screen, and the lighting, it sucks, doesn't it? Sorry. But if I don't get this out now, I probably won't do a video. I'd like to say that I've been super busy. I have off and on, and then not at all. But I've been really out of sorts. Life is pretty much settled. My home sold. I do have that on Instagram, so most of you who follow me know my house sold. Everything just fell into place. Even my real estate agent was extremely pleased with how everything just fell into place. They bought it for asking. There was a couple things that needed to be done that there's no way I could have done. And so I went ahead and took a little bit of money off, but it wasn't much. I mean, they upped their asking price. I had I had my house with the price, and they asked for lower, then they came up, and then they came up to asking. And they, like, it just all fell into place. I don't know what else to say. I mean, even what I took off at the end for them to have these things fixed was a couple $1,000. Like, everybody, even my mother-in-law was just like, we took like over $6,000 off of our asking price for what needed to be fixed. She was even shocked. She's like, "Are you kidding? These people really want your house." Because everybody is going to have an inspection and something needs to be fixed. It just, I mean, even my son and daughter-in-law had to have an inspection on this new built home that they had built, and something needed to be fixed because something wasn't done right. It doesn't matter. They will find something. It's just the way it is. And this family is like, "We're going to work with you. We want this home." So it all fell into place. They got everything done quickly. Like, they were hot on the inspection and the appraisal so they could get into the house. So I signed off on the 10th and they signed on the 11th. And I went on the 11th in the evening and picked up my check. Went to the bank. Yeah, it's done. So it was bittersweet. It was hard. I knew I could always go to my home, and I did go to my home because it was my house and I had to check on things, make sure everything was all right. You know, I would dust up and sweep the floor, just kind of dust the floors and stuff. And I could just stand in there. There was just, you know, my husband is gone, but there was just this sense of him there. And I would just stand in his man cave, and I just felt that connection. And yeah, his spirit is safe, and his memories with me. But you know, it's just there was that connection of that house. It was the last thing to let go of, really. That I had to let go of. So it's done, and it put me out of sorts. The whole selling process took me out of sorts. I went on such a roller coaster ride. I felt like it was never going to sell. I was terrified it would sell. It started to sell. I had multiple offers. And then it just did. It just happened, and then it was like, wow, it really happened. So after that, it's been 2 weeks, and my nephew from Montana came to visit since then. And so I was busy with that, and that was good. I took him to Portland to visit his grandmother and have lunch before she took him to the airport. And it was just him and I in the car visiting, and that was really nice. And then his grandmother, whom I know, asked me if I would stay for lunch, and I did. And then we went our separate ways, and so I've been doing things here and there. But not like super busy, you know? Not like super, super busy. I've been kind of sick with a cold. My nephew brought the cold, and he left it here when he went back home to Montana. Thanks a lot. But it's alright. It was worth it. And I'm going to the coast for overnight with my friend, and she's the one who lost her adult son. And she was my agent, and she's like, "Fran, we just need to, now the house is sold, we need to just go make that beach trip." So we're going to go do that just overnight. She has clients. I got dogs. And so my son is going to watch my dogs. So that'll be at the beginning of next month. And then getting things ready for work. We start back. School starts back September 3rd. And that's like over a month away. So it'll be a month away by the time I get back from the coast. Exactly a month away. Yeah. But I do a lot of things to prepare, and it's a slow thing because I like to take my lunch, even though I work in the cafeteria and we have access to the food. I like to take my own lunch because I was on an eating plan that was really, really good, and it was really healthy for me. And I kind of fell off of it because I just had no desire to cook. I had no desire to do normal things. It's been an up and down emotional roller coaster, and time does not make it any better. I had coffee with 2 friends, one of which is a widow, and she's been a widow for like 19 years, something like that, and she said, I'd like to tell you that it'll get easier, but I can't. She's like, I still cry. So, you know, it's nice to know that I'm going through things. It's normal. So, I can really feel that I have been off with my eating plan. I'm tired all the time. I don't always stitch, and that's one reason I haven't done a video, is I have no ambition. I have no, like, desire to do something. I'll think about it. I really need to, like, my car needs to be vacuumed and washed like you wouldn't believe. I paid my car off. That baby girl out there is mine. But I have no ambition to do anything. And so it's just like when I just grabbed my stuff and just thought, I got to do this video. I have to get it done, or I'm not going to get one out there. So I need to get back on my eating plan. And one of the things that I do with that is I prepare my dinners, and then I portion certain ones out that freeze well, and I portion them into containers, and I take that to work with me. And so I'll have a mixture, and then in between that I'll do some salads at work, meat and cheese roll-ups with bell peppers and different things, you know, get my veggies in. So I kind of mix it in there. And I start cooking more like cauliflower rice, mashed cauliflower. I really like the flavor of that. I cook a lot more veggies on this meal, and lean meats. And so I really need to get into the routine of doing that again, and starting to prepare my lunches ahead. And because lunches at school, I am sorry, but they are not that healthy. They are not that healthy at all. So they like to try and say that they're cooking healthy meals for kids, but I know what healthy is. I have gone to nutritional classes. I have read up on healthy eating, and I am telling you, I know that is not healthy eating. It's just not. So I take my own food. So I prepare for that, and then I try and get out and do more walking to get my stamina up and be used to being on my feet again for extended period of time. So I have to gear myself up for a long school year. And I have to have ambition to do it. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how well I do that. I have some stitchy stuff, but not very much to show you that I bought, a haul. And I do have some stuff in my cart for 1-2-3 Stitch that I'm debating on whether to buy or not. I have a budget, And so my budget will start over again for my stitchy spending next month. And I have the budget for that. But, oh my son's dog's walking around. But I don't know if I want to go down that road. I have been watching FlossTube the last couple of days, like binge watching. And I binge watched three FlossTubes of Samantha from Crafting Between Stitches, and she showed a chart that she finished, and she mounted it on a box. And it's funny because when she showed her finished piece, I thought, oh, I want to stitch that, and I want to put that on a box. And then she shows the box that she was going to put it on, and I thought that was just so funny that I had that in my head before she even showed the box. And since then, she's had the box out with the stitch piece done, and I just thought that is just perfect. That's what I want to do. And it's on the lid of a wood box, but it's a memorabilia 25th anniversary piece. And I just fell in love with it the moment I saw it. And I really had to think about buying anything. I have to think long and hard if it's something that I need to stitch because of my situation now. This is the room I'm in, and I don't know what I'm going to have out there. No, I haven't looked into it. I sold my house a couple weeks ago, so I'm coming to terms with that. But we need to get looking in on that. Summer's not going to last forever. So I have to really think about, is it something that I'm going to stitch and be able to display in this room? Because this is where I'm at right now. And I knew right away I fell in love with that, because I'm really doing boxes and baskets here that I can put in places. And that's just, it was adorable. It's a picture, like a silhouette of Victorian age that you would see on like a pendant or brooch. Just look it up. I can't remember the name of it. Something Ivy. I don't know, but it's in my cart. And the reason why I'm trying to decide what to do with this, like I want to buy the chart no matter what. But it is charted for silks. I don't know if I want to go down that road. Like I'll get, it comes, you get, well, it doesn't come with, but it calls for a pack of beads and then I think a charm, which is fine. I can convert it to Classic Colorworks. I can probably convert it, I'd probably convert it to Classic Colorworks and not DMC. It's mostly black DMC though. But what color stitches there are is silks. And I don't know if I want to go down that road, because this is what room I'm dealing with. And I have color and cotton, ton of DMC, like exploding DMC. And Classic Colorworks, and I've got a little bit of Weeks Dye Works. Do I really want to go down that road? But I've always wanted to try silks. I've never even touched silk. I've stayed away. I don't know if I want to do it. It's expensive. But more than that, I'm going to have silks left over. It's not that large of a chart. I don't know. I really got to give it some thought. I have to give it some thought. Once I do, sorry buddy, I have my dogs behind me. I will probably do a giveaway because I'm going to throw something else in there to give away, and then I am also going to go through my stash because there's some things that I won't stitch now. I just don't have the spot. I moved from the house that had a living room, a family room, a separate dining room, a separate laundry room, a long hallway. I had my crafting room, my husband's man cave. I have a chart that I started for my husband that has an eagle and a flag that I will finish. I had an entryway, and I had plans for all these rooms. I'm not going to have, even if I add on, I'm not going to have that. I'm going to have a bedroom, a bathroom, and a sitting area. And they don't do anything crafty like that out there. They are minimalist. They are modern minimalist. Let me say that word again. Minimalist. So the stitchy stuff don't go out there. So that's what I have. So I'm going to go through my stuff and see if there's some things that I know I'm not going to stitch, and keep it real. So stay tuned for that. As soon as I figure out if I'm going to get silks or if I choose not to go down that road, I will just order the chart, the beads, and the charm so I can look and see how to convert it to Classic Colorworks. Because I am collecting Classic Colorworks, so those are that's floss that I'm going to use. So I'm going to move on to cross stitching. What I did get in the mail, and did I grab everything? I don't know. Yes, I did. Whoop. I got the October. I've paid for November. She usually, I get it from Beach Cottage Stitcher. She normally sends it at the end of the month. So the end of this month I will have November, and then I'll have one more. I'll be done with that. This is July, Cottage of the month. I am done. I have them all because they started in August, and I still can't find the 2 or 3 I'm missing. Where it is. Got lost in the move. And then part 3, and there's a few more. I think part 5 is out, but I'm not in a rush. I purchased this at Michael's. I am sure everybody has seen it, and I am so doing this wrong. I am really doing this bad. Well, anyhow, it does sit up. I am not kidding. I can't figure it out. How did it get all mixed up? Well, this is irritating. There we go. No, it's not. Anyway, I messed it up somehow. I just gotta work with it. But it sits on here. I don't know. I got this. We're just putting it down now. I wanted the small one at Michael's because I don't have that much space. I have my nightstand here. They're actually my end tables for my living room, but they fit in here really nice, and it gives me a lot of table space to have some stuff. And you can see my stitchy light because I was stitching last night. Rico, whom I lost a month before David. Ivan, on the wall there, that I lost 3 years ago. And then I have pictures of my husband down here. And I put all my stitchy stuff here when I am cross stitching. So I have that when I'm doing a chart, and it fits there, and it's a good size. It's a perfect size. It's not too big because I've only got so much room. I was looking at the bigger ones, but it made no sense for me. Then the only other thing I have to show you now, I've been getting some of my Color and Cotton floss, but it's all been put away. I got the Just Cross Stitch Halloween. I ordered it. I will probably buy it at the craft store from now on. I don't know. But I wanted to support a needlework shop. And I got a message from Crazy Annie, since I get my Color and Cotton from there, to pre-order this. So I did. And I made a boo-boo. I made a boo-boo. So I got the bill for this, I think at the beginning of the month or something, and it had a bill for 2 magazines. So I contacted them and I said, I only ordered 1. I don't know anybody that stitches, so I wouldn't have any use for 2, and so, you know, I'm really, really sorry. And they come back and said, oh, we're sorry, we are going to rebill you for 1. That's perfectly fine. So she rebilled me. I paid for it right away. Everything's fine. So I got my magazine today. In fact, right before I started this video, the first time. And I opened it up, and there's 2 in there. There's the 2016 edition. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh no. I was having a really hard time at that time when I placed the order. I was really having a low. Like, I was crying every day. I was just an emotional mess. It was hard. It was getting really hard, like serious. He's been gone for 7 months now, and I was just not processing well. Well, when I got the pre-order email, you could order past issues if you wanted. And this was one of the past issues I had wished that I had gotten. And I kept looking on eBay and thinking, oh, I should order it, because you can get it on eBay. And so I thought, when the pre-order for this came, I thought, oh, I'll order it. I'll just go ahead and order this, because I've been really wanting it. And this way I'm ordering it through a stitchy shop and giving them the money. That's why I was billed for 2 magazines. I forgot that I had pre-ordered that. Well, not pre-ordered, but, you know, asked to have this shipped with it. And they billed me for 1 because I said, oh, no, I only wanted 1. And by the time I was billed, because they sent me the email, I mean, they're sure they sent all of you the email too, most of you, who you've ordered through them, and they have your email. They sent me that email, like, I don't even remember, like sometime last month, early last month. And I wasn't billed for this for weeks after I placed the order, weeks. So by then, I had totally forgot about this. So instead of looking on my account and going, oh, she only paid for 1, she probably accidentally clicked on this and just sent me this. They looked on my order and saw I had ordered these 2, and they sent them to me. So you know I'm not going to let that pass, right? Not going to let that pass. So when I get off of here, I'm going to send them an email and say, that was my bad. I have no brain cells. Would you please bill me for this so I can pay for it? Because I am not going to let that pass. In fact, by the time I upload this, that email will already be out. Because I will pay for this. I need to not order anything when my brain is scattered and is not in a good place. That's just what it comes down to. So I'm going to show you really quick. It's been 30 minutes. I need to get going on this. I have things I gotta do. It's almost 3 o'clock. I started and finished a chart, and I did June. You know, I'm not doing the border, so I just really wanted to start so bad that it's all I could think about, and this was like beginning of the month, and I couldn't get out of my head, and I just wasn't feeling any of my pieces that I have out, wasn't feeling them at all. And I knew if I didn't start something, then it wasn't going to happen. Like, I wasn't going to stitch at all. So I did the small one, and I just stitched from stash. I did mostly, I think I did all color and cotton flosses for the variegated flosses. And then there's like one DMC, I think. No. Yeah, no, there's 2 DMCs. There's the red border around the windows, and then the white clouds. But the white house is actually linen, I think it's what it's called, from Color and Cotton, because I didn't want a bright white for an outdoor, the outdoor part of the house, because whose house is sparkling white? So yeah, I did that. And then I have a finish glove. I have a cardboard and I didn't grab it. I call it my way to happiness. Let me just kind of go like that. I changed some of the colors. So it's the DMC variegated pink, and then I just picked a pink from DMC. I was supposed to be brown and I changed it. You've all seen this for a long, long time. So yeah. I'm going to be having a finishing party with me, myself, and I at the end of this month. Do a bunch of finishing. And this is going to be one of them. And believe it or not, this is going to be the other that I finished a long time ago. And I'm going to finish it for my friend whose birthday is in September. So I'm going to be going to Hobby Lobby at some point. I have the backing fabric, but basically I'm going to put this on foam board, I think is what it's called. And then I'm going to back that with another piece of board on fabric, and then I'm going to do some type of ribbon or something so she can hang it, and then I'm going to do another board back there with the backing fabric I already have. It's going to be 3 boards basically. So I just need to go pick out a little something something. And then I have been stitching. I'll show you this. I have been stitching that piece. I don't even have it with me. Just 1 second. Oh, that hurts to get up after a second. Or 2 seconds. Or more. I forgot I bought something else. I'll show it to you at the end. This is not it, is it? Oh, this is not it. Sorry. I'm going to get up again. That's not it. I have way too many magazines. I've been stitching this that I showed you in my last video for my friend. I ordered the fabric from 123 Stitch. I decided to get the called for fabric They did not have it, so I had to wait for it to come in. I think I told you they didn't have it. Well, it finally came in. I placed the order, and they sold more than what they had. So I must have been on the bottom of the totem pole because I had to wait for a month. So she couldn't have it for her birthday. So I have to get this stitched for Christmas. But I'm this far. And the fabric is 28 count Queen Anne's lace. So by the time I cross stitch here, then I have another design that I go back and forth across, and then there's the words. And I will be done with the first chart. And then I have one more chart because it's 2 pages. But you can see I only had to get a small piece. I had thought about getting just a big piece of this because they sell out fast, and I figured I've never stitched on it, but if they sell out that fast, then it's a really good piece of fabric. But I really wanted to get the piece that I needed to stitch, so that way I could just frame it easier. You can see I'm going to have plenty. So I was stitching on that. And then one more thing, because I had the finishes. So that's not the only thing I've been stitching on, obviously, because I had those finishes. This is what I'm stitching on now until I'm finished. These are all finishes except for the June chart that I'm finishing for the Stitch 9 challenge that Michelle Farm Girl has going. This is going to be my 6th finish. The Way to Happiness I had down on Instagram as my 4th finish, and that made no sense because the finish I had before that was for my 9, I said was my 4th finish. I was losing track. So this is actually my 6th, and I have 3 left to go. This is another purchase that I made. I made it on Amazon, and I showed this on Instagram. Well, I wasn't going to show you until I show you my chart. So I got me a lap stand. It's not like, you know, some $100 lap stand. I think it cost me 50 bucks. No. Yeah. But I love it. It's a lot like a Q-snap. Because I hate those one scrolls that split and you got to put the fabric in there. I just don't like it tugging on the fabric like that. And it works pretty well. It works perfect for me. The sides stay really taut. You just loosen that up, and you can roll it this way, or of course, this is tight. Kind of tighten them up after I loosen everything. Or you can roll it this way, but it stays nice and tight. And I sit on this bed, and I just stitch and stitch two-handed, and I love it. So I'm not going to tighten it up so you can see. There I am. And now I'm going to tighten it up. You can't see the bottom like that. There we go. Here's the bottom. So all the border is done. All of the title is done. And I'm working on November and December. I changed December. They had the white on there like they do with this one and this one. I don't know if you can see it. And that is all outside, so it looks like stars and clouds. Sleeping Beauty is taking place inside. It made no sense to have that. So I just did kind of a freestyle stitching to look like wallpaper. That's how I'm rolling. And it's the color that was used for the curtain, because it looks like curtains to me. That's how I'm rolling, alright? What I'm doing with this is I'm pulling out one floss color and I'm stitching that color on the last two blocks and then keeping it out of the bag and continuing. And I have 7 colors left to go. I was going to automatically just finish, like, oh, I forgot to tell you, I did frog November. I frogged all of November. It was no way I was going to be able to fix that. Because they were blocks, it totally screwed it up. So anyhow, I was going to go ahead and just do a block and be done, just like I've been doing all along. But there's a lot of colors in this chart. A whole lot. Like a whole handful. And it's a pain in the butt to flip through all these colors when I need one. So that's when I decided, and I've done this many times, to pick a color, stitch all of that color for both, and not even put it back in the bag. And now that I'm down to like 7 colors, it's really nice. It's super nice. And then it kind of gives me a goal each night that I would like to get at least 2 colors completed, depending on how many stitches there are for those colors. So sometimes I'll even get 3. I think yesterday I got 3. So that's a good goal. So I'm done showing everything, and the only thing I have to tell you is my plans, and I'm out of here. I'm trying to stick to 45 minutes or under. I was hoping to stick to like 30, but it's been a while. I plan on having this done. I would love to have this completely done, happily ever after, by the end of Sunday night. I am having lunch with a friend on Saturday, but I'll probably only be gone a couple hours. And then I'm going to my friends on Sunday morning like normal, but it's usually only a couple hours. And I am going grocery shopping. But I still will get stitching in on Sunday, if this isn't done by then. I would love, love, love to have it done for the weekend, because for the remainder of the 3 days, I want to do work on finishes. I've only got 3 things I want to finish, fully finish. And my plan to go to Hobby Lobby is centered around getting stuff to finish these things. I'm going to take them with me. And then I still have the blanket that I was loom knitting for my husband, and I was almost done. I was working super hard to get it finished because he was back in Hermiston again, and it got really, really cold there. It always does. And I wanted him to have that in the RV. I have not been able to work on it. Like, I worked on it once, and then I was just in tears. And I need to finish that. And I will finish it. And it will be for my place. I will finish it, and I will probably put it in one of those seal bags. And keep it for my place. Because it's important to me. So I would really like to just work and work and work on that during the day or in the evening. I think in the afternoon. I think I will stitch it in the afternoon, because I would like to take this piece that I'm stitching for my friend and stitch that all evening, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I just concentrate on this in the evening. So that's kind of what my plan is. Some finishes, working, because I can only work on the loom knitting for so long. I can only make so many passes, and then I can't work on it anymore because my hands start going numb, because there is a lot of twisting in this hand and holding with this one. Because even though I'm left-handed, the way the loom knitting is, a lot of times I work with my right. It's how it is. So that is my plans for this month. Once next month hits and I'm back from my trip to the coast overnight, I keep looking at the calendar. I plan on doing my last 3 Stitch 9 challenge. And I will be stitching these. Oh, I forgot to show you something else. I will be stitching these 5 days a week. So I will pick one. It's only 3, so I'm not even going to do the, what do you call that? That wheel. I'm just going to pick one, stitch it for 5 days. So I have this one, which is the Wicked Witch. I'm sorry I don't have the chart. It's in a magazine. And this is one in that super thick or super stiff fabric that I'm not overly thrilled about. So there's that one. I'm going to show you real quick. I'm sure you remember. There is the black lace sample from Rosewood Manor. Look at that. It's crazy how close to a finish of the border I am. I will have that wiped out in no time. Done in a blink of an eye, right? Then I go to the next layer. And then I have this Christmas one I'm working on from 3 different magazines. They were Christmas ornaments, and I'm stitching them all into one. And I changed the color of this. It was supposed to be some light tan color or something like that, I think, if I remember right. I don't even remember. I don't think I'm remembering right. It blended in too much with the fabric, so I changed it to red. But everything else is called for colors. So friggin' cute. When I start stitching on this, this is one of those that I just like to stitch forever. And the fact that I'm not that far along, halfway. No, less than halfway. So I will be working on those 5, 5, 5 until they're done. The other 2 days will be that piece for my friend, because quite honestly, there's not a lot to stitch on that. So that's the plan. The one thing I forgot to show you real quick. Sorry. I had another start. I needed a new start, like I needed a hole in the head, and I have lots of holes in my head already. I feel like my brain is always leaking out. I flipped the calendar. This is from the calendar of this year. I flipped it to May. I saw that chart. I knew I had this piece of fabric, and my brain would not stop until I started stitching it. And it is not that pink. Let's see. At one point it showed it. Let's go back. Boom. Right there. That's how light it is. And then I'll show close for the beat. I'm not even done with the bee, but I started stitching that. I didn't even get the bee all the way done, and it was like, okay, I'm happy now. You ever see a chart and you cannot get it out of your head until you put a few stitches in, and you're like, oh, I feel better now. I can't be the only one who thinks that. I cannot be. Please tell me I cannot be. You all do it, right? I have like 18 whips, 17 whips. Yeah, I think I have 17 whips now because I've gotten so many finished. Like I said, this is my 6th one for the year. And that's only my stitch 9. I also got the June finished. And then I did a January. At the beginning of January, if I remember right. And I got that finished. I have more than 6 when I get done with this. I'll have more than 6 for the year. So I've been doing pretty good. So I'm down to, well, I should have been down to 17, 15, but then I started 2 new ones. Life is short. All right, I'm going to go and start getting this uploaded. I'm at 51 minutes now. I knew it. I am going to attempt to do vlogging. I've said that before, I think, or I've said it in my head. I don't know. It's probably some of that information that's leaked out from that hole in my head. But I'm going to attempt to do it. I bought a new iPad. I treated myself and I bought a new iPad, and that was huge for me. That's huge that I made the leap and bought an iPad by myself. I got my son's opinion because he knows all about that stuff. Then I bought it all by myself. And then he set it up. Baby steps, people. I'm doing baby steps here. And on my iPad, there is so much memory, more memory than I need. There's iMovies. And I kept wanting to play around with iMovies on my big computer, but I just never sat down on it. My Mac computer. When I can sit and play around with iMovies, and I'm filming on my iPad, my new iPad, because it's a better quality picture, I hope. And then when I start doing little bits of videos, then it'll be right into my iPad, so I can start playing around with that and see how well it works. I upload this onto YouTube from my iPad. Unlike my house, how my husband had it set up, I'm not hardwired into the internet. It's all wireless, and so it's going to take a while. It did the last video I put up, so it doesn't matter if I do it on my phone or if I do it on here. It just doesn't matter. And my phone, for some reason, is not filming with the volume staying level. I realized that the volume was going up and down. Now that's what I heard on my end. I don't know if you heard that on your end, but the phone that I have now is doing that. And it was my husband's iPhone. So I know the volume on this is better, and that's what we're going to go with and see how well it works. So I'm thinking when I start doing my rotations next month, I'm going to give it a try and just kind of do bits and pieces of video, and then maybe begin it with any haul I have or in whatever, and just do it that way. I think that I might be able to do more if I tried it that way. So we'll see. I can't guarantee it. I can't promise it. I'm not even going to tell you how often I'm going to be on here, because that just doesn't work. Just doesn't work. So I feel like I'm going to sneeze. I'm not over my cold, so I'm going to get off of here because it's way longer than I wanted it to be. Not that I don't like chatting with you, but I have to vacuum. I have to comb a dog, an Alaskan Malamute, no less, and then mop, and then I gotta clean the bathroom. And it's 3 o'clock, so I'm off of here. I'm gonna get this uploaded. I will talk to all of you hopefully sooner rather than later, and I hope you all have a great rest of your week. And I hope you're all having a great summer. I hope you're really enjoying it out there. I hope you're enjoying it way more than I am, because I'm not a whole lot. So, just not getting out there. Except for when I walk. And that's about it. So I hope you're having a whole lot more fun than me. I appreciate all of you. I appreciate all of you coming on and sticking with me and watching my videos and commenting. And I will get that giveaway out there, hopefully when I do my next, when I try doing the vlogging, or at least the next video. So stay tuned for that, and we will talk to you soon. Bye everyone.